Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the first Absolutely Women's Football Show of 2025. We can't wait to be back. It's been that long. I forgot where all the buttons were, so we do apologise for being a few minutes late. However, we've got a fantastic team with me this evening. My name's Freya, if you are new to the show, and I'm just so happy to see everyone back in the chat already. Apart from Emma, it hasn't changed. She's given us detention already. First show back, and we've been given a detention. What is all this about?
Who's just signed for Everton, Emma? According to your autocorrect. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. We need a purple pen, and we need to go back and edit because where's she gone? Erin Cutlery and Hayley Ladder. Two very important players we will be talking about in this transfer window special.
One of them's very sharp, and one's for a team on the rise.
Hey. We're good. And of course, I can't do this alone. Paul's on one already. He's been saving all these up, and we can't wait to get started. So, Paul, hashtag Reverton Lucian. How are you? How's Christmas? How are you? Christmas
was lovely and quiet. I got to carry my little niece around the garden and act like a Christmas donkey for a little while. Some would say I'll do that every week, but see, and welcome back, Kerry. There we go, straight in.
Welcome back, Kerry.
Nancy is sat next to me, but she is killed over. But she will probably make an appearance at some point.
She's got to. It's her show.
She very much enjoyed nicking Christmas, and a little bit. She got a bit of chicken for Christmas, and she's not stopped yelling about it ever since. And then, of course, transfer window opened and liberation, as you said, which I wish I'd had as my hashtag now. So I'm looking forward to talking about that.
Well, just keep saying it again and again, and then it'll take place of it. And Chloe, lovely to see you again. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. PSA for everybody: be careful out there.
Yes, Chloe's knees and back will never be the same. Chloe, what happened to you?
I was cycling to work and took a bit of a turn too sharp, and instead of me going right, both me and the bike went left. So I've got a bit of a grazed knee and some trousers that they're done.
Oh no! But have you had to chop your leg off, or are you okay?
I'm good.
That was always a threat when I was teaching. Do we need to chop it off? Or will you survive? Good. No, I'm glad to have you back. And of course, everyone, we will be having our other Chloe, our Chloe Bear, coming on to talk all things Everton at about 9 o'clock. So she will be popping on just for a little bit. She'll be taking a break from her very important studies, of course, to be joining us. So I can't wait to see her as well. Now, just a quick one before we get started on all the latest news. Thank you to everyone, by the way. I don't know if everyone's watched this yet. Everyone for contributing to our absolutely fan view that went out a couple of days ago. It was absolutely fantastic. We had fans from all of the WSL teams, from loads of different backgrounds, some that we know from social media, some fantastic content creators, some people who were doing videos for the first time are getting involved. So it was absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so much. We've got some of the superstars in the chat as well. So thank you for keeping supporting us, guys. But that's up on YouTube now. So if you haven't seen it, please do go check it out. We've got some really, really insightful bits and pieces on there. So shall we talk a bit of transfer news? Now, I've had to kind of divvy it up because we were getting so much in lots of little sections. So what I've done, I thought we could start with kind of manager news and roundup and some other bits and pieces I think we need to talk about. And then we can go on to the players. And then, everyone, we're going to be looking forward to the FA Cup fourth round fixtures at the weekend. So does that sound like a plan to everyone?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, that's what we're doing anyway. So, so good. I'm glad you agree. Now, since we've last spoken, let's start with Villa. Of course, parted ways with manager Robert DePau, with Sean Gorter taking charge in the interim. And in that last game, they did win 3-1 against West Ham. So no updates as to who might take over. However, according to friend of the pod, Tom Gary, Arsenal are coming to the end of their search, apparently. And odds are we might know before the WSL restarts. So what I was going to ask you, because lots of people are hoping that Slegers gets the job full time. So, Chloe, I'll come to you. Do you think they should keep things as they are, keep it interim until at least the end of the season because it's working, or should they be appointing someone brand new? What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think probably keeping it as it is at the moment. It seems to be working quite well because obviously during Eidevall left, I think there was a lot of, I don't know, toxicity really with him, and him going just helped everybody just sort of relax and go back to their best and have the freedom, and which Rennie has really sort of brought to it, and they seem to be absolutely flying.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul, got any thoughts on that situation?
Well, it's obviously Phil Neville, isn't it?
Danny, is that you?
I was going to say Danny isn't here, so I'm just holding it down for Danny. You know, official inside. You know, in the group chat, everybody. Danny being Phil Neville's agent, of course, officially mentioning all of that. I'm genuinely fascinated to see who it'll be, if not Renee Slegers, because there's not that much out there, and all the big names, in the sense that all the big names have ruled themselves out.
Yeah.
So Casey Stoney kind of went, nah. And then Laura Harvey kind of went, nah. And
Nancy wants the job.
See, no, to be fair, she did better than Yonas. You know, just
I mean, yeah.
if you just put a team sheet in front of her and just go, right, Port, you know, just kitty treats, pick your team sheet. You still pick a better team than Yonas. And here she is, you see? There you go.
See, she comes when she's called. Hi, Nancy.
She's called.
Hi, Nancy.
Nancy. Look at the screen. Say hello to everybody. Or not. As the case may be. Who do you think think's Arsenal's doing better?
That's it.
Gambroshy.
Mark Skinner, really? Not sure about that.
We did have. Was it Sean? Mark Skinner might be available soon.
I mean, if they hold on till, I don't know, March, then you know it might be available. But
Wow.
I was genuinely trying to think who the managers who they could attract, who, you know, not only would want to go to Arsenal, but who would perhaps be of the caliber of Arsenal.
Yeah.
What was that? Just that was Nancy. She was just
she's
I
got
think it was
great
just the stitches with Nancy.
she's
Yeah.
directing. She's making sure that we get my best side. You know, that's what it is. But no, I'm genuinely trying to think who's out there, like, because it would be probably someone from mid-season and from maybe Serie A, perhaps. And let's face it, bringing in managers from other teams hasn't really worked for WSL teams this season, has it?
No, and it's a bit of a gamble as well if they go for someone maybe a bit more unknown as well, like maybe someone making the jump from assistant to head. Like, it's a bit of muddy water. Whereas Renee, as she is, has been doing a good job. They're getting the results. The team look happier than ever. So really, why would they want to throw that away? Really,
although I do think the Arsenal board, based on what Yonas Eidevall has said this week as well, I think they might give it to Slegers because of budget. Like, I genuinely think, even though it's the best decision probably to have Slegers anyway, I think they'll kind of look at it and go, well, all the managers who we might want are going to cost us money, and we can get away with not saying it's budget because Renee isn't going to run to the newspapers and tell everybody that it was about budget like a certain ex-manager has. Which we're
going to talk about it, and don't reveal all the secrets just yet. Don't you worry. But yeah, very much so. Johnny in the chat, Vera Powell's available.
Hasn't Vera Powell recently? Wasn't there allegations around Vera Powell?
Yep.
Yes, thank you, Chloe. Because there you go. See, even Nancy was staring straight at the camera for that one. Yes.
So
Didn't-
yes, she's available. However,
However,
the
she
is
kind
that
of
working.
left under a cloud, didn't
Yeah.
she? She kind of disappeared, and then it all came out that there was all that, which is, very Arsenal to sign someone like that because they'll
And Katie
focus on.
McCabe is at Arsenal. So, it's just a lot of chaos kind of.
I
continuing.
really don't think it would be a very good idea,
No,
which is why I can see Arsenal doing it in classic Barclays
against the
fashion.
grain, and we'll do it. So we'll keep an eye on that one. So if we do hear before the season starts again, that would be phenomenal if we do. Because again, there's no rumours. It's literally, is it going to be Renee or not Renee, as the case may be. Now, speaking of Arsenal, we almost started to get into that conversation. Yonas Eidevall, of course, hasn't been out of the spotlight for long. He has since been appointed as head coach at San Diego Wave. And there's even been an exclusive Sky Sports interview, which I think we were all referencing earlier, where he released more details about where he thinks it may have possibly gone wrong, especially with all the drama of contracts with Viviana Miedema. Now, Paul, I'm just going to hand this straight over to you, to be honest. So when this first came out, were there any interesting bits you want to talk to us about, and kind of what were your first reactions?
I mean, my first reaction was, imagine being the San Diego Wave PR person. Imagine you sat there, you've had to deal with all that mess last season, all the toxicity around Jill Ellis, all the allegations of Alex Morgan leaving, all the toxic culture stuff. Jill Ellis disappears and kind of results all that, and you sat there like, oh great, now our mentions aren't going to be full of people asking about the toxic club. Oh, what's that? We signed a new manager. Who we? Yonas Eidevall. Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, nevertheless, we'll get that PR out for you. Like,
it's like, give us something to work with. Come on.
He's obviously, we don't know about Yonas Eidevall in the dressing room. We don't know about anything to do with his relationship with players, what he may or may not have done with players, with teams. But, there's a lot of whispers about him, and he doesn't help himself with some of his controversies on the touchline. Like the whole rivalry with Emma Hayes, I found really interesting because in football we've had great manager rivalries before. Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson, for example. Brian Clough with everybody, if you want to go a bit further back. But there was always, Brian Clough and Don Revie is the particular one. For anyone who's ever read The Damned United, it's an amazing book and film as well. A bit of football history. But even when there was the famous interview where Brian Clough and Don Revie were on TV together and basically ripping each other to shreds, it was in a respectful fashion. Like it was all subtext. Yonas just points his finger at people and shouts and, tries to intimidate fourth officials, allegedly. Certainly according to all the fans.
Yeah.
And he doesn't help himself by then coming out in the interview with Sky Sports and with, I believe, a Swedish paper as well. I think it was printed in the Swedish paper. I'm not sure whether it was with the Swedish paper and Sky.
I've seen someone translated it, yeah.
Or the other way around. But he just kind of came straight in and, oh yeah, what people don't understand is Arsenal didn't have the money for Viv Miedema and Mariana Caldente, so I made that decision. And you sat there like, hold on, this is the same Arsenal who were going to pay £1 million for Kira Walsh in August. So with all the wages that goes with as well, because Kira Walsh is probably going to be one of the highest paid players in football, in women's football certainly.
Yeah, because it's not just the fee, is it? It's the actual wages to support that moving forward. Yeah.
And it's like, so Jonas, either all the stuff about Kira Walsh was crap, or you've just basically hinted that one of the biggest clubs in the game, the supposed standard bearers for investment in women's football, don't.
Yeah.
Like, but there's been no reaction to it. And I've seen a couple of tweets. Nat, who is from the All for United WSC, well-known Manchester United fan, Natalie Barrett, she made a point of saying, lack of reaction in the media to Yonas coming out and saying Arsenal couldn't afford to keep Viv Miedema. Why? Yeah. Imagine Man United came out saying that. I know we rip into Man United, but so does the rest of the media. Imagine if Chelsea came out saying that. Imagine if Chelsea came out saying,
it'd be massive.
We couldn't actually afford to keep our star player. We couldn't actually afford to offer Sam Kerr a new contract.
Yeah, could you imagine that if tables were turned? Yeah.
All hell would break loose. And again, there is the theory of Arsenal get a bit of an easy ride from the media. Because nobody will look into nobody will look into that. Nobody will go, okay, so Yonas is saying this.
Yeah.
Is there anything to it? Let's go and dig with our sources and stuff.
Yeah, get the financial records out, get the individual taxes out.
If I'm Arsenal, apart from anything else, if I'm Arsenal, I'm reacting to that with my friendly journalist, Susie Rack, for example, who Izzy Christensen has opinions about being a fan, but she is, I believe, a well-known Arsenal fan, so she's probably the kind of person who they go to and just, give them an exclusive story of sources within the club have claimed today that there is no truth to Yonas Eidevall's assertion in a recent interview. Job done. Yeah. It might not be true, but it's crisis management 101.
Yeah.
And it stops your fans going. But £1 million for Kira, but we couldn't afford Viv Miedema.
Yeah. It's the thing that people are talking about the most, though, which is bizarre considering the content. The angle of the video, have we all seen how it was recorded?
I've not. I've only seen the clip of it.
It was Yonas, clearly on his phone or on a tablet doing the interview. So it was a bit grainy. It was a bit kind of all over the place. But he had it like here. But it was like here. And everyone will know down here there's a lot of chin going on. And it wasn't, it didn't feel like a professionally set up like interview. Because normally
was it like this?
A little bit, but he was like leaning back on the sofa, so it was like that, as if he just like woken up. So yeah, it was just very bizarre. Yeah, like sloped up a sofa.
Hello, ladies. I'm Yonas Eidevall, manager. I'm in California now. So,
call me Yonas.
We're a little bit laid back. Just call me Yonas. Free bar.
San Diego won't know what's hit it. Sophie's been very sensible as always, though. Looked like a phone in an airport. I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, just very.
I've just got this video in there now. So do you come here often? Anyway, interview.
Just to the players who's trying to decide, like, right?
It's cold in Ostersund, but I'll bet you could keep me warm. No. It just looks like a Brad 70s film. You always expect the saxophone music in the background.
Like Matthew smashed it.
Maybe like one of your Swedish girls.
Yep.
Oh.
Matthew.
Superb.
Yep. Matthew's won the night. But yeah, so he also mentioned that, let me just get it. He decided personally before the Chelsea game that would be the best decision to step away. I saw a team that was only missing small details, but I could see at that moment my relationship with the supporters was like a cloud hanging over it. We needed to find a quick way to remove the cloud. It was an incredibly difficult decision for me to take, but you have a part of you that wants to be a fighter and prove doubters wrong. That's what I've been doing my whole career. We had to zoom out and understand what the players needed, and to remove the cloud, it was me stepping away. So yeah.
Sorry, after seeing a picture of that video, I refuse to believe he knows what zoom out means.
Oh, Yonas.
But also, actually, the theory, and this is really nerdy, right? Apparently, videos from above or level of guys, apparently, all the advice is if you're appearing take the video from below because it makes you look more dominant, stroke manly, stroke assertive. Like it's one of these body language power pose things. I'm surprised he wasn't doing like your Theresa May stand up and that's his next touchline pose. If he stood on the touchline, giving it the full, arms out, looking like he's a men's toilet sign. Like,
see, the only thing I could think of when you said Theresa May was when she came walking on stage like that.
Yep.
I was like, that's how Yonas is going to be on the touchline, is he? First game at San Diego Wave, just like.
But returning to football discussions, because Zach and a few others talking about Naomi Girma.
Yes, bringing it back to the actual football. Do you think they'll stay?
Well,
because they're calling for Girma at Chelsea, aren't they?
Well, they're calling for Girma everywhere. As
the
best defender in the world. But I think Sonia Bonpasto at 1 minute past midnight on New Year's Day. Hi Naomi, Happy New Year. How's the celebrations going over there on the West Coast? Technically, it's past midnight here, so I can talk to you. So, how do you fancy winning the Champions League again?
Yeah, we do have some money, unlike some other clubs. Can we tempt you? Can we tempt you over? I mean, it makes a lot of sense if she does go to Chelsea. It's just another.
Caruso's had a glow up, by the way. London City to San Diego Wave as Irish international striker, and she's got there, and then Yonas Eidevall turns up. She must think she's cursed.
Oh, for goodness sake!
She sat there like, Vera Pauw's resigned, right? Fair enough. Okay. London City. Oh, the chaos with. I cannot even remember. That's really, really bad that I cannot remember the Italian manager of London City because she was there for about 5 minutes and turned the sprinklers on and disappeared.
Yeah. Oh God, what was her name?
Carolina something. This is really award-winning, everybody.
Yeah, I remember them asking Rusha how you pronounce it, and she's like, I don't know.
Carolina Morache or something like that.
Morache. Yes. Well done, Chloe. Well done.
See, Chloe's awake. I'm cat wrangling. Freya's frowning and wondering what bad innuendo I'll come up with yet, and Chloe's actually doing the professional stuff.
Always. So we'll watch that space, of course. There have been some transfers and swaps in the NWSL as well.
Right, I'm battling with the cat because her blanket is here, and that's her spot,
and he's in it,
and I'm in it, and she wants to be. So I'm now moving over the sofa a bit. So you might see her transit back through again. There you go.
You're in a spot. What? Who do you think you are?
There we go. There she is. Go on then.
There we go. Back to a blanket.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yonas Eidevall, then we'll just round that one up. So he is officially now head coach, and we'll see how it goes with the players that he's got. Bit of update news as well. Lauren Phillips, who left Southampton earlier last year, I believe, has joined Ipswich Town Women, who are in the National League Premier Division South as assistant manager. So she stepped away earlier. She saw Southampton through promotion into the Championship, and now she's assistant manager, which is fantastic for her. We've also got Spurs. Don't know if you saw this. They've announced the appointment of Brie Campos, who will take on the role of women's first team coach. Okay. Joining Villaham once again. They previously worked together at Hacken, so that'll be good to see how that one goes. And just quickly, before we do get a Chloe on to talk about Everton, not WSL related, but I think it's something that should probably be bigger news. I don't know if people have seen this. Bruce Mwape. Have we seen the updates about him? I don't know if I put it in the group chat actually. So
this is horrific. Yes, go on.
Yes. So I thought we should talk about it. So Mwape was the Zambian women's national team coach, if people remember the World Cup, and he is a man who is no longer head coach, we should say. They do have a female coach. Her name escapes me. I do apologize. She is starting very, very soon. But he is a man that is charged with several charges of sexual misconduct and harassment, isn't allowed to be alone with his adult players. Like, that's how serious this is. An article came out this week that he's been reassigned to the junior teams, and he will also be sent to Morocco, where we've got another infamous football manager currently working, to complete his CAF pro coaching license. Now, the only thing that could possibly save this slightly is the fact that his role is described as an advisory role. So hoping this means no contact with the youth teams at all. But yeah, couldn't quite believe that he is still allowed in these spaces. So Paul, kind of what were your thoughts when you first heard this? Because it's, like you said, it's horrendous.
It's just utter shock. You're like, how is this being allowed to happen by the Football Federation of Zambia? How is this how is this being allowed to happen by the African Football Federation, who I would imagine have some sort of thing to do with this? And we know football is a murky business sometimes, and we know that in certain areas of the world it is often even more murky, because there are lots of stories of African football, there are lots of stories of Asian football and it being badly run, and bribery and personal relationships and all sorts of stuff kicking in. But this person is under criminal investigation for abusing players.
Yeah.
And so your idea is, we will move him to a role working with young and potentially vulnerable female players rather than adult women.
Yeah.
It's world football. This is the kind of thing where FIFA, if they're serious about safeguarding, if they're serious about protecting women, this is where people like Jill Ellis need to step in her new role as whatever the heck she's doing, but her remit is women's football growth and whatever else. This is where she needs to step in at a high level and say to the relevant people, what in hell do you think you're doing, you stupid people?
Yeah, like the only people who should ever be working with children are those that are going to be supportive and a safe space, and no one that's ever been near a charge of any kind. Like, it's bizarre. And yeah, I'm really hoping that FIFA do step in. And as Coach Criminal's saying there, Aqua Football was a mess, especially from an administrative point of view. Yep. The fact that he could actually go to the Olympics, because remember there was a bit, is he going to go after these charges? Are they not? But the fact he was still allowed to go just kind of says everything about what the situation's like. But
I do think there's a problem as well, because with the way the world is now, I think there are probably people at the top levels and consultants and whatever else who are absolutely terrified to focus on issues within Africa as Europeans. FIFA is mainly a European organization in terms of the people up at the top of it.
Yeah.
A white European organization. And there are some bad actors who will respond to any attempt to take on issues in Africa with defending it and saying, this is the way we do it here, you don't understand it and you have no right to do it. Now that's a valid argument, but in this case, as we've seen with certain other news stories, it's stopping vital work being done. And at this point, someone at FIFA needs, like Jill Ellis, needs to bite. This is a big test for her, actually. This is the kind of thing where it's like, right, okay, if you are serious about women's football and you want to, beat the allegations about San Diego Wave or whatever else, deal with this.
Yeah, show us what you made of, show us what you've got, and how you are going to protect women's sport, and where this is going to go from there. So yeah, I just thought it's something that needs to be discussed, needs to be brought to people's attention, because more people talking about it. Hopefully, the best. It will hopefully get to the right people if more people talking about it.
I mean, Paul's probably right when he says Jill Ellis is the last person you want stepping in. Let's be honest, but unfortunately, she's the person in position.
Historically, yes. However, like you said, the position she's in now as a director of women's growth with FIFA, this is kind of thing she should be dealing with. Absolutely. So we're going to put a pin in that one. Another one that, of course, we need to mention, former Leicester coach Lydia Bedford has joined Canadian team Calgary Wild in the very new Northern Super League, of course, coming into Canada. And we've got even more fantastic news. Yeah. We're gonna go to the good stuff because we've got a Chloe. Hello.
Flying visit.
You happy to be back?
Yes, good. It's been a while.
It's been a very long time.
This is only a flying visit, though.
It is. We can't keep you for too long, but we needed you to come on because Everton are making moves in this window, aren't they? Chloe, just talk to us. As soon as that Friedkin Group money came in, what's our bride been up to? What's going on?
I mean, Everton are making the moves. Who'd have ever thought it? Because I certainly did not. Forever, we have had no players, no money, nothing. And now all of a sudden we've got money, we've got players. We've signed 4 players, which is like, what? Oh. I think that's more than we've had in the previous 4 years. Like a player a year. But I'm actually very, very excited about them. The first one was Kelly Gago. Don't know how you pronounce it, not French, but I'm going to go with that, which I'm quite excited about. I'm also ridiculously excited about Martina Fernandez. Hello, Barcelona player.
I know. Have you swung that?
She is going to be in for a shock. She's gone from Barcelona to wet and windy Merseyside of Everton. She's I don't even know how we've managed that. You asked and I don't have an answer. What can I ask Brian on Sunday?
I think you should. Yeah, it's right, Brian. Come on, let's have a chat.
How did you do this? How on earth did you get her? And we've also got Emma Watson, not that Emma Watson, the other one. Of one from United, which I'm quite excited about. Everton have been quite good with young talent. We've seen what they've done with Jess Park, Catherine Cool, and now I'm quite excited to see Aggie Beaver-Jones as well. She's done really well there, so I'm quite excited to see what Emma Watson can do. And then the latest today, Hayley Ladd, the experience of someone like Hayley.
I mean, that was phenomenal. The fact that it broke on TikTok first,
incredible,
and then got deleted.
The absolute scenes. Although I read yesterday, and I sent it to you as well, that Everton are going to try and get Chloe Kelly for the season, and I'm like, bring her home, guys. It's not her home, but bring her back. I'd like her back. I'm very happy if Chloe. I mean, it's only a rumor. It's only something that I've read that I sent over, and I was like, is this going to happen? This might happen. It's the only time I've seen it, but I'm like, I'm here for it. She's not playing at City. Brian would definitely play her, although he's already got 4 new signings to play, and we've got players coming back from injury as well. But I'm so excited. We're gonna win the league. I'm calling it now. This is Everton
number 1. That's it. That's done. Because Chloe, you'll be able to rotate as well.
Oh my!
Imagine.
What is rotation? I don't think I've seen that in. I don't think I've seen that in so long. And
Are you setting sail on HMS Pistol League then? Like, you're just like, here we go, job done.
We're gonna have a bench.
Yeah, isn't it? When there's a bench, it's
The
fantastic.
stands at Walton Hall don't have a bench, but
No.
Oh my god, we're actually going to be able to play players. We're going to be able to rest players. We're going to be able to have a complete bench. Brian's not going to be looking sad all the time. Christmas has come very late or very early because I'm just very. I mean, and it's only the 8th of January as well. There's still a whole month to go of Everton madness.
Because to be fair, their first signing was on the 20th of December. Like, as soon as it was open, it was like, right, come on,
It
business.
wasn't even open then. It was just like, yeah, we'll just announce it now. It's like, oh, I'm excited.
so that deadline day Bon Mati signing is on then.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, Walton Hall, it's lovely.
Steady Johan Cruyff, Walton Hall Park.
Oh my god, Martina is in for a shock when she goes. I mean, she's probably
Really?
already shocked at the wind and the cold and like, nope.
To be fair, it is because she hasn't played much at Barcelona. Because I was looking her up, and she's Spanish under 23.
Yes.
So which makes it sound like, oh, it's not that much, you know. Spanish under 23, obviously. I think are Spain under 23 world champions as well, because every other flipping Spanish team is.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Even that's like, even that's a big
bringing
deal.
that
Like,
experience in. Yeah.
like even that's a huge deal. A Spain under 23, like that.
Yeah.
I
International
personally
experience.
think the Eidevall one is huge because she's only played 8 minutes this season because Mark Skinner's an idiot.
Only 8?
Yes, only 8 WSL minutes.
No, was that low?
Eidevall has played so far this season. And, you know, Welsh international wants to get into the Euros. She is going to be she's going to be snapping into tackles like an absolute. Never mind midfield terrier. She's going to be a midfield alligator, just taking people's ankles.
Oh, so excited.
She's going to be on like a revenge tour, isn't she? Like, oh, didn't want to play me.
Hayley had 25-yarder against Man United at Lee. Yes.
In the last minute.
And yes.
Yep.
We'll manifest him. That's what it is. That's what it is. And of course, people in the chat are asking, there are rumours as well about getting Catherine Cool back, maybe on a more permanent thing. How would you feel, Chloe? Welcome her.
Yeah, I would happily welcome her. I enjoyed watching her last season when, you know, we had her on loan then, because again, like I said before, Everton and the young players have been a huge success. Like, I'm happy to have her. And the rumor I read about Chloe Kelly, I'm kind of really hoping that's true, because if it's just a rumor and I've read it, I'll be quite sad. It's not like she's new to Everton. She's been there before, but I'd like her back. And she's not playing it. Come on, Gareth, get it sorted. Come on, Brian. You've got money now.
Money.
Just at the end of the season, you've got that money. Yeah,
He's got it. He can do it. She was brilliant for Everton. So was Catherine. Like, I just hope this is now the way. I just hope this is moving forwards now, and this is going to be the change that Everton need. Like, they've been struggling for so many years. They've been struggling for so long as well. Like, and I remember at one point there was only 2 players on the bench, and it was literally no keepers. Like, it was just 2 outfield players, and it's like, okay, great, this is us. I
love Paul's Germa to Everton. Imagine.
Oh yeah, get her over.
Meg Finnegan needs a backup, you know. So
We got money now.
exactly.
We got dollar. Like, we can just we are spenny. I hope this is the up. And Brian said that there's a couple of players that are coming back from injury as well. Like, we're starting to get those longer term players back, and they should be ready by like February. He said in his conference before Christmas. Like, there's a couple of players that'll be ready. So imagine what we can do with a full squad.
Here's one for you. One I've just read.
Go on then.
Emily, this is going to send ructions. Emily is not going to be impressed. Fuka Nagano. Liverpool to Everton.
Take us.
Everton.
Apparently, Just Nagano and Hayashi, just a samurai midfield. Like,
I'll take anyone.
Perfection. I was going to say, I'd heard that maybe Nagano was on the move, but to Everton would be a statement and a half, wouldn't it?
that would be
Wow.
that would make a point, especially as Liverpool are trying to make statements as well and sign players, and kind of, but they're all coming in Nagano's position. That's the thing as well.
Well, we got money, honeys. We're gonna like. I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm just fully. Yeah. I'm very, very happy. That we've actually signed some players, even though a few of them are just like loan players to the end of the season. They're still players. There's still bodies on the pitch. There was a point where we thought we might have to go on and play in.
Everyone bring your boots. Yep, Villa have been in that situation.
There's a point where we thought we might have to join in. Yeah, I can join in. I'll go. It's fine. But we've got players. We're going to have a complete bench soon. We're gonna win the league. Okay, I'm not going that far, but I genuinely do think we might have just saved ourselves from the relegation battle that we found ourselves in the first half. Like, I do think that this is now the way up, especially like I said before, with the international experience we're going to have. We've got we're going to have like strong connections again. We're not going to just have one striker on the pitch.
Well, that's the thing. They can actually work together. They can actually rotate. They can, they can make plans, and have different solutions to things. And as Emma's right said, you've put Villa back down there now. But this window was so important for teams like Everton and Villa. Not that they've done anything yet, but like all of those teams to go, right, we've seen the level of the league now. We need to show that we're going to stay, that we're going to be a part of it. And I think Everton have certainly done that, haven't they?
Yeah, 100%. And will we make some more signings? Who knows? Chloe Kelly. Yes, we will. We'll sign Chloe Kelly. We'll get she'll sign pen to paper next week.
Do we need an emergency podcast if Everton sign Chloe Kelly?
Oh my God, you'll get a voice note. I'll probably be in work when they sign her, but
just Chloe screaming for an hour, just like
yeah.
I'll probably be in work when they do it. So you'll just get a lovely voice note from me at work going, guys, Chloe Kelly signed. And then the manager going, what are you doing? Chloe, we've got Chloe Kelly again.
Some things are more important than work, guys. Hang on.
Sorry, I can't work. This is very big news. Oh, I'm very excited.
But you got to ask Chloe, can you win the FA Cup?
Yeah, I mean, we got to the final a couple of years ago. Who says we've got Spurs this weekend, and Spurs are kind of on a bit of a downward. Who said that? Not me.
You've got all these new players. Hey, you'll smash them.
I'm looking forward to seeing them play though. Like, we have seen them. Obviously, we've seen like the likes of Hayley Ladd and Emma Watson for a while, but I'm quite excited to see Kelly and Martina play. I think they will and particularly with Tony Payne doing as well as she is, like them partnering Tony Payne. Oh, it's a match made in heaven. It's just the stars are aligning and it is bright. Like it's a great time to be Everton at the minute. Normally I'm just here crying, but
and of course it is nice as well that Everton have got a Martina back. Not the one we want, but but she's our new Martina 2.0. And
and we beat City. When did that happen? I wasn't here last time, but we beat City.
See, it's all going on, and Everton, hey, onwards and upwards.
That's why we're going to win the league.
The group chat was a good place when Everton beat City. That's all I'm saying.
And
you think Chloe's excited now? You didn't see that group chat.
And that is the day I chose the wrong game because I went to watch Liverpool play Arsenal that day. And Caitlin Ford caused me to have a massive bruise on my leg, but that's a different story.
That's a podcast exclusive, right?
Caitlin Ford bruised my leg. No, it's not even that dramatic. It's just the stairs at St Helens are really thin. They're like that. So as I was going down them, she was coming up them because she had like a friend or something in the crowd, and her and Katie were coming up them. I was going down them, and I did that awkward dance with her where you kind of move one way, she moves that way, you move that way, and then I moved out of the way. But as I moved, I banged my leg on one of the chairs because they're so thin, and I was like, and then
Well,
I was
look
like,
at it this way: you were better at stopping and getting past you than the average WSL fullback. So
I stepped on the pitch, like I can stop Caitlin Ford, can you? No, I chose the wrong game. So that's my advice: never go to a Liverpool game again because you'll miss out.
I'm sure Emily will love that in the chat.
Emily's been nice. You're like, would you like Fuka Nagano? And now you've just come up with that. She just said
actually
they
joking.
deserve 3 points.
I quite like Liverpool. The past few times I've been, they've been quite nice because you get a token free pie when you press. It's great.
For free. Hey, I need to get a pass with you next time. We'll go. We'll get some pie and we'll enjoy the match.
Not proper.
No,
Scouts.
I do like Liverpool Stadium. I can't lie. Emily, I do actually really like your stadium, even if I did hurt myself.
Apparently
stadium,
it's
good
totally
pie.
wicked.
Yeah, massive Bruce.
Apparently the stadium is totally wicked.
Hey.
There you go. That's 3.
No, it is a lovely stadium, and I can't deny it's probably one of the nicest stadiums because it's like the rugby stadium, so it's very nicely done and nice green pitch. I really like it. It's up there with probably the Man City Stadium. That one's quite nice.
I
Man
love how you're just completely airing Emily's points about the Merseyside derby. By the way, there is. I get the feeling that Emily might not quite be over that yet.
We're announcing the ref next week. It's a double announcement with Chloe Kelly.
Triple announcement: Chloe Kelly, Fuka Nagano, and the ref.
Oh, I'm fully invested in this Chloe Kelly now. I've read it as a rumor, and now I'm just fully like, I'm in a river in Egypt called Denial about Chloe Kelly.
As a historian, I thank you. Oh, Chloe, I've missed you. So just to round up that Everton news then. So we've got forward Kelly Gaugo for an undisclosed fee. So that's a permanent transfer. Midfielder Emma Watson, not that one, on loan from Man United until the end of the season. Defender Martina Fernandez? No, I'm looking at the next line. Fernandez, there we go. On loan from Barcelona until the end of the season. And Hayley Ladd, of course, official today on a permanent transfer with Chloe Kelly as a possible rumour too.
Can we also point out, Mr. Arsenal, Chloe Kelly is not going back to Arsenal because they've already got 57 wingers.
Much as people want to try and play starting 11 of all wingers, no, cannot be done. Villa tried it, it didn't work. So not back to Arsenal. We don't want them all in one place. Where would Chloe Kelly be a shock to? So obviously
Everton.
We want Everton. We'll see.
Spurs.
Palace. Well, actually, no, she's from London, isn't she?
Oh, she's from South London. From
London, yeah.
I would love a Palace loan. That would be fantastic.
Hayley Ladd was linked with Palace as well. So maybe it's the reverse. Hayley Ladd was supposed to go to Palace, went to Everton. So Chloe Kelly.
Hey, heard it here first.
No, she's coming to us. I'm fully believing this now. She needs to. It's just a rite of passage. Like, has she ever played at Palace before? No. Has she played at Everton? Yes.
So therefore, she comes back to Everton. Sorted.
Exactly. I just don't see why she wouldn't.
Exactly. Clearly on the up. We're going places.
Winning the league.
So yeah, Everton.
Winning the FA Cup.
Actually, Brian could probably sell her on that.
It's happening, boys.
Brian could probably sell her on that. That makes sense. I do think that Arsenal is probably an easier sell with Rennie Slagers than it was with Yonas Eidevall to anybody who hasn't previously played at Arsenal. But now Everton are. People are starting to notice. I can't wait until the mean girls of hockey media, all the podcasts who have not been saying anything, hockey media, football media. See, I'm so venting. Well, they might as well be talking about
sports. That's what this is, Paul.
they might as well be talking about hockey half the time because whatever they're watching, it ain't. But no, the one will suddenly realise Brian Sorensen is actually quite good, and then it's where has he come from? It's like,
And he's a lovely man as well.
He is our Bri.
He's
Yeah.
so lovely and so pure. Like I love talking to him. 'Cause he just genuinely seems like he cares and he's interested, and he will literally give you like the time of day as well. Like he's just so, I just love him so much, and I'm actually be devastated if he ever leaves.
I was going to say, our bride deserves the world, and it seems like finally someone's listening and they're giving it back.
Here's one. What if it was a Brian Sorensen left, but a direct trade for Sonia Bonpasta?
Or when he believes. No, yeah, I actually love Sonia. I generally think she's great. But I'd like to keep our bride. I love him.
And you should just be manager of the month, like manager of the decade, manager of the universe. Like he deserves everything. Perfect.
Well, if Laura Kaminsky keeps Crystal Palace up, then he might have competition this season. I think
that's a very good point. But yeah, but right.
Right.
That's the reason.
But Laura Kaminsky doesn't follow the podcast on Twitter.
Exactly.
So
I mean, if she follows us, then we can have a different point of view. But until then. But no, that's fantastic. Chloe, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you get back to your studies. But yeah, we obviously can't wait for the rest of the season and the rest of the transfer window. See what our Bri conjures up.
So excited.
So excited. But yeah, we'll see you soon, Chloe. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. There we go. We love it. We love to see you. Right then. So Everton winning the league. That's fine. But of course, talking about Liverpool, they've got a Scottish Sam Kerr, haven't they? That was announced. Was that just today?
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, that just time was all blown into one. So so Liverpool now have Scottish Sam Kerr, of course, officially joining on loan from Bayern Munich for the rest of the season. It's just going to have to be Scottish Sam Kerr and Sam Kerr, isn't it? It's going to blow a lot of people's minds who didn't realise there were two.
Also, she looks a lot like Georgia Stanway.
She does look a lot like Georgia Stanway, yeah. To the point where it will then be the Sam Kerr derby when we get to Liverpool-Chelsea.
Chelsea fans are all really excited about that. If you saw Twitter today, well, it was quite funny. You could spot the actual Chelsea fans as opposed to the fans who yell a lot about Chelsea, but maybe don't watch women's football as much, because there were lots of accounts really outraged that Sam Kerr was being allowed to join Liverpool because how would Chelsea get goals? No, not that one. And it's a Sam Kerr on Temu, Matt, not Etsy. Well, Sam Kerr on Wish. There you go. That's
Don't be mean. She's a very good player. Liverpool, lucky to have her. Also, speaking of Liverpool, they're going to, what was I going to say? Yeah, 2 longer-term injuries coming back. Matt Beard is very positive about Marie Hobbinger and Sophie Roman-Haug coming back, hopefully, either by the end of the month, by the time they start the WSL, or possibly a bit later, but very, very soon for those two. Of course, two massive blows, wasn't it, when they were both injured? So again, Liverpool look like they're on the right track. Manchester City have made one signing. They've got defender Rebecca Knock from Rosengard. There are rumours circulating about Alana Kennedy and Sandy McKeever possibly leaving, as they haven't been seen in any of the warm weather training camp photos. However, as we know, photos are just photos. They may just not have been in them. So watch this space.
Well, Rebecca Knock was given Sandy McKeever's number.
Well, this was also the thing, wasn't it? Did the picture go up as the 22 shirt and then it came down pretty swiftly? Was that another one? Or did I
think it was. and there was and people were like, yeah, it was just a one that happened to be there. She's not actually getting the number 22 shirt, and it's like, really?
So yeah, we'll watch this space about those two. And Spurs have signed Olivia Holt, also from Rosengard, and I believe they are all the WSL transfers so far. People in the chat as well get involved. Are there any clubs that should be making moves, or any clubs that are really lacking something that they should be trying to plug in this window? Chloe or Paul, have you got any thoughts?
Spurs have tried with Olivia Holt, but they still have more to do. Leicester need goals, desperately.
Yeah.
And Emma says Villa very, very loudly. So
she does. She's shouting. So the back of the room hears you. Yeah. In terms of Villa, I mean, a manager would be nice, but we've got people in the backroom staff who, again, can know what they're doing. Last game before Christmas was really positive. We were just saying, like, if we could have anyone, a centre back would be quite nice. Someone else that we can rely on, because we've had quite a few injuries. Again, with a small bench, it's quite hard. But even things like contract extensions, I'm sure, and if Sophie's still listening, I'm sure she's got a spreadsheet somewhere. All of the contracts that are ending in June, there's a lot of them, and a lot of key players. So I think Rachel Daly's is up. I think Jordan Nobbs is up. So like a lot of integral players. So even if we know the contracts have been extended, would be lovely. But yeah, we've got updates. Lucy Parker's back in training. Jill Byings looks like she's close to coming back. So will be technically like a new signing. Who else? Anna Lee is still suffering with concussion, so she may be back, she might not. And very much the same as what Emily said, we need a squad, not just a team, which quite like. And it's making sure the squads are actually gelling and actually.
Did I see someone mention Neve Charles moving back to Liverpool? Way back up in the chat, there was a Neve Charles to Liverpool mention, and my brain was kind of going,
is that a wish, or is that an actual?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, Chloe's face there is full on lemon response. Like, no, not a chance. How dare that be mentioned, as it were.
That would be silly considering the amount of players we've got out.
Do you think Chelsea are going to make any big splash signings? You know, everyone talks about Germa, obviously.
I mean, yeah, like somebody's put in chat, we're extending contracts at the moment, so I think that's all it's going to be. Sign out contracts, really.
I wonder if one of the big teams might have a crack at Annabelle Blanchard.
That's not a bad shout. Yeah, because I mean, not saying, of course, that Palace are a bad team by any means, but she should be getting noticed, shouldn't she? So even if clubs have got the interest, that's a very, very good sign.
It did please me greatly. There was an Athletic article by Michael Cox, who is their chief tactical person, and he occasionally writes about women's football. And a lot of the articles are very, he's clearly had a word with the Athletic women's department, most of whom say the fairly predictable stuff.
Yeah.
But he did the top 50 players in consideration for Euro 2025 for England. Annabelle Blanchard was in above Grace Clinton. Now,
well, hey.
I don't know whether they were being ranked by any particular order or anything, but I was like, yes, Michael. Yes. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, it's players that aren't household names yet that have the potential to become them. Yeah, absolutely. Emma's autocorrect doing her dirty again. Most contracts are ending. Yeah, Rach Daly, Jordan, Lucy Stankfort. Yep, know her well. Sarah Malin. Amazing Pacheco.
I just thought that was an in-joke.
I mean, she is amazing. But Maz.
Amazing.
Just Emma, just give her a full name. Just call her Mayumi. Just surely that can't get it wrong.
There was, just as an aside, on Selling the City, which I'm obsessed with, there was another person called Mayumi who was looking for a house. And was like, oh my God, that's the second Mayumi I've ever heard of in life.
It's it's a common name in Japan, apparently. Mayumi.
Is it?
It is.
Well, I now know two. So
You now know two Mayumi.
Two Mayumis. Now, let's have a look. Onto the championship then. Again, limited movement here, but Bristol City, they've got Republic of Ireland international Leah O'Leary from Shamrock Rovers on a 2.5-year deal. And they've also, of course, welcomed Jess Simpson from Manchester United on loan for the rest of the season. Simpson, of course, has been there previously. So again, Bristol just trying to make sure that they stay up and about those top places in the championship. But yeah, so we'll keep you updated with.
How long was Guro Wrighton's contract extended for?
1 moment.
Because I seem to remember, I only asked because Marion in the chat says they're talking about Sandy Baltimore as wing back, and Marion
2026.
Oh yeah, because they triggered the extension, didn't they?
Mm.
And I've misread that. It's Marlon, not Marion. Sorry, my fault there. That was my right eye being a bit. But either way, saying, yeah, Wrighton, when Wrighton goes, Sandy Baltimore is the long-term replacement. Which, really?
I don't know. No, because of course Kadisha Buchanan is out with her ACL. So they do need someone in that position, but I don't.
I think Chelsea have learned from losing G back in the midst of time and letting her go early.
Yeah.
And I don't think players like Guro Wrighton will be allowed to go now while still in the prime of their careers. As long as they want to stay at Chelsea, they'll be there.
Mm. Guro is older than you think she is. She's 30.
She's 30?
Yeah.
She looks like she's got the forehead of a 30-year-old and everything else is like a 19-year-old. Like,
hey, you're the wrong one tonight.
But she's just.
She looks 12 to me.
She does always look a lot younger. You know.
She's like me, but like in her 30s, but looks much younger.
But she is. I'm getting a look, by the way, for that Guro Wrighton comment.
Yeah. Good.
Her forehead isn't as big as mine. Look at see, that's horrific. You could park a plane on that.
See, there's a reason we call her the babyface assassin. Yes, because she's 12, right?
Also the meme queen.
She was also. I had a fact about Guro Wrighton's hometown being one of the smallest hometowns in Norway. I think she comes from a hometown of 500. Yes, she comes from a hometown of 500 people.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Which is also produced another Norwegian international, and I can't think who it was, but
sure. She
sure.
did it. It was on one of those Chelsea podcasts. I'm sure her and
is it her and Ada Hegerberg? I want to say it's her and Ada Hegerberg. Because she is from Sunndalsøra, which is a village. It is actually described as a village, and it's just surrounded by mountains that people jump off for fun. Apparently.
I'm glad you added the for fun.
Yeah, it's not like Norway's biggest suicide spot or anything. It is just a place where people jump off for fun.
I think this is where I drop one of those sort of things that my where I was born is exactly the same place as Nadine Kessler was born.
You have a name drop for every situation, don't you?
Yep. But literally, it's such a tiny place as well. Like It's kind of mad that she was born there as well. Yeah. But look it up.
Yes, Guro Wright and Ada Hegerberg were brought up in the
Ada
same
Hegerberg.
village, Sundelsura.
Well, there we go.
There you go.
So clearly, if you want a international standard footballer, you need to grow up in
In a
Sundelsura.
Norwegian village. So in which
Next
case,
to a mountain that people jump off. Yeah, it's
For fun.
for fun. So there you go. Just get Guro to give Ada a ring. You know, we grew up together, Ada. Do you fancy
Come to Chelsea.
just come to Chelsea?
Sonia's here as well.
yeah, everyone else is at Chelsea. Everyone else is here. Just come on over.
That would be insane, though. My word.
Can I just say, without context, though, that's a lovely comment.
I'm trying to work out if that must be autocorrect.
Very petty.
That's what I thought. If not, I'm going to go blushy now.
Oh.
We do love you all in the chat, of course, with the compliments that keep coming in. Now, so I believe that's it, transfer-wise. Chloe, did you have anyone else?
No, I think that's probably about it. I'm just interested to see what the rest of the month is going to be like.
I know, because remember, everyone, it is just the 8th of January, and we've got until, that's the end of the month, isn't it? When does I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think it's the 30th, isn't it? It changed. It closes the same time.
Yes. So, also when you opened on the 1st, to the 30th of January 2025 at 11 o'clock, and of course it's midnight for international transfers, I believe, or the other way around. I can never remember which way around it is. So 11 o'clock essentially on Thursday, the 30th of January. And we'll be bringing you, of course, every update as it comes across.
Actually, experienced defenders we're talking about. Emily Van Egmond
has just left her club.
Has just left her club. So she, and is she previously West Ham? Why do I want to think she's previously West Ham?
Yeah, I think so.
Emily Van Egmond.
Sounds familiar.
Need to have a look. Apologies to everyone that's just hearing me typing. I don't. Has she been in England? West Ham. Sorry, West Ham.
Yes, I thought she had. Yeah, because it seemed familiar. Because every point, most of the Aussies national team has played in England at some point.
I was thinking there because initially when I was looking at the clubs, I was like, it's not there, but we knew it was somewhere. But yeah, West Ham.
How many clubs has she been at? Blimey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
There you go. She's got a full bag there. Only needs one more, and she'll have to drive her, and she'll have everything.
Oh no, more. Hang on.
Oh no, more. There we go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
She's been at Newcastle Jets a few times.
Oh, that's true. 9, 10, 11. So there's 21 movements on her page.
I bet estate agents love her.
Well, that's the thing. So she was San Diego Wave, of course, but for the last year, she's been at Newcastle Jets again. But now she's left San Diego Wave. So, yeah, I mean, probably go back to Australia. She just got married, hasn't she? So possibly back there. But, hey, why not come back to the WSL? Why not, indeed?
Caitlin Hayes is floating around, apparently.
As
well.
Oh, yeah, I think Johnny mentioned that earlier in the chat.
That's where I got that from.
Yeah. Let's have a look then. Where's Caitlin?
As a goal-scoring defender.
And we all, of course, yes, goal-scoring defender. She's currently with Celtic, isn't she? Has she left Celtic then?
See Celtic?
Yeah,
it's one of those teams. If you look at Celtic's team, there's a few players on there who could definitely the WSL could go on a raid with, and I'm quite surprised they haven't, because the SWPL is very much signing players from the Championship, and like this season, two of the former players, Saoirse Noonan from Durham and Lucy Ashworth Clifford, who was very good for Lewis. are the kind of players who are going up there, and you've got strikers like Amy Gallagher, who are surely due a move south of the border.
That's true.
I can see a team like Liverpool going for Amy Gallagher as well. Possibly not in January, but
maybe soon in the future.
With Celtic not being able to afford the wages for players, even though they're in the Champions League, like
running theme, isn't it? With
big clubs that aren't actually as big as they say they are, or at least are not having investment as much as they say they are.
Yes. So we shall see. So again, watch this space. Just have to come back next Wednesday, guys, and find out what has happened since. Now, the last thing we've got to talk about, of course, FA Cup 4th round. The WSL and Championship aren't back just yet. We've got some cup action. Saturday, we are being trekked to. Hey, you ready? 2 fixtures. First one being Brighton versus Durham, which I think is going to be very good, and Man United versus West Bromwich Albion at 5:15. So out of those two, I mean, if Durham and West Brom, imagine if they got a point, if they got something, they took the lead, they completely turned it on Saturday.
I mean, we've already had one FA Cup result, Nottingham Forest taking on Burnley this evening, which ended Nottingham Forest winning in extra time.
They won in extra time. Yes, good, because that was the 3rd round because it was called off at the weekend. So that therefore then means that... Did you say Nottingham Forest won?
I did say Forest won, yes.
So...
That's what the men's team are doing, riding high at the moment.
They will be against Newcastle then.
Oh, that'll be tasty. That will be
round.
very tasty. There's a shock on there.
That is due for Sunday, though. So this is what Sunday looks like, everyone. Try to do the colours a bit different so we weren't just like colourblind. So they would slot in here against Newcastle at 1:00 on Sunday.
Oh, there's a shock. There's a shock on there. Forest are a championship team in all but name now. In terms of
been doing incredibly well. So yeah, people in the chat, have a look at these fixtures. What are you most excited for? What are you looking forward to? Chloe, if you have a little look there, any ones that you think, oh, that might be a bit of a tasty fixture, that one?
I think Blackburn versus Portsmouth, because of previous experience doing this too. I mean, Pompey up in the Championship, although struggling in the Championship, and Blackburn, yeah. Ooh, that could be a good one. Yeah. I mean, Exeter will be up for the Sunderland one. That's going to be a long journey for Sunderland.
Honestly, it's the furthest one. It's the furthest fixture in the whole draw. So yeah, I know Ant and Charlotte from How Pod. I think they've managed to fly down. It's cheaper
and it's
to
at
fly
1
down.
o'clock as well. Is that 1 o'clock? That's God.
1 o'clock, yeah. It should be in the afternoon, shouldn't it?
It is the second longest away trip possible. The longest one would have been Newcastle.
Newcastle, of course, yeah. I was like, who's further than us? No, Newcastle.
If Plymouth was still in the cup, then Plymouth to Newcastle is the longest. I believe Plymouth to Newcastle is the longest away trip in English football. In league football, it's longer in non-league. But
I had a friend who used to live in Plymouth, and I got on the train from Durham and went down to Plymouth, and I swear the day repeated about 3 times. The train journey was that long. I think it was like 7 hours. It was awful. So yeah,
longest train journey in the UK is 7 hours longer than that.
Oh, wow.
That's my autism stereotype with trains.
Go on then. Where's that to then, Paul?
That is Inverness to Penzance.
Of course.
That's the longest continuous train journey. You can have longer if you go via places, but that's the longest.
Yeah, continuous. Very good, very good. We're getting some shouts in the chat then. Chelsea Charlton. I was going to say, Chloe, you didn't mention that one, did you?
No, I didn't.
Are you nervous about that one?
Not really, no. No,
I
but
think it should be. Charlton can put up a good fight.
they're a classic team that have sort of been up there years ago, but
You don't think Charlton can shit house a 1-0 Leicester style?
Oh, Graham, she's bad mouthing your team. Go on, Charlton 5-0. Oh, I know it won't, but imagine if it happens with that one. Sean's put Arsenal, Bristol City. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Because Villa, of course, are against Bristol Rovers. I mean, hopefully the win. Bit embarrassing if they don't, but magic of the cup, isn't it? Magic of the cup. Matthew's put there possible shocks. Yeah, Fulham versus London City and Leicester versus Stoke. Fulham are the lowest ranked team still left in the competition, everyone. They are in tier 5. And they are part of, I did write it down, Southeast Regional. Hang on.
Southeast Regional Women's Premier League?
Yes, London and Southeast Women's Regional Football League Premier Division. There you go.
Wow. That's a mouthful, isn't it? That's a
Honestly, the further down the pyramid you go, it's more words. And it's just like,
but that is a Craven Cottage, which is lovely for Fulham.
And
yes.
to think that was a team that was up at the top so many sort of like decades ago.
Yeah.
Well, did they do a Southampton where they were funded and then they disappeared, or have they just fallen through the divisions?
I think they were funded, I think.
Because most of it seems to be teams that used to be funded and then the men's team decided to stop paying for them for a little while, and then they've that seems to be the thing with women's.
I think it was the whole thing with that previous owner. Been in the news recently, so yeah. I think he was sort of part of bringing the club up both sides, and they were. I remember watching them play in like 2003 against Arsenal in the League Cup final. So that's how long they've been sort of away from the top.
It's just devastating, isn't it, when like things out of the team's control go ahead and they just drop completely from where they should and can be.
Speaking of that, the tie that I picked out is London Bees versus Rugby Borough, which should be London Bees versus Coventry United, apart from our owner.
Exactly. Darnley's owners getting in the way.
Have you talked about this?
But apparently Coventry United are returning, have resurrected. Have I mentioned this? I'm sure I mentioned this just before
briefly,
Christmas.
didn't we? When they first announced it. Yeah. Have we heard any more about that, Paul?
We haven't, no. But I suspect they'll be playing in the Midlands Combination Division 3 South Regional South Midlands North.
South Midlands North. That would be a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, South Midlands North is Coventry and Rugby. South Midlands South is Leamington, Warwick, and Stratford. So,
yeah, because we've got Birmingham County Women's Football League.
Yes.
That's
Birmingham in the Black
7.
Country.
That's really going down there.
That's probably where they'll start because there's talk of them literally starting on the Warwick University campus pitch, because Coventry University, despite being a prestigious engineering university, is Coventry and it can't afford a pitch. It's not posh enough like Warwick.
Well,
I can say that I've been to both. I can take the mickey out of both equally. So.
Well, there's right. Okay, so there's 7, 8. So there's 9. So 9's the lowest I can see for the West Midlands area, and that would be Birmingham County Women's Football League Division 2.
Coventry City are in the Warwickshire leagues, I think, and they're classic. They carry the name, but they're not funded by the club in any way, shape, or form, which again has always been rankled with me a fair bit.
Warwickshire.
They're just allowed. They play in Kenilworth.
Not in Coventry. That's in Kenilworth.
Which is in Kenilworth, not in Coventry. It's just outside. But
Kenilworth.
But you think some of the grounds are bad. Kenilworth's ground is literally someone dumped some concrete and it turned into a vague shape of a shed on one side, and that's the main stand.
It could be worse. It could be a field just of mud which I played on before.
Oh, fair. Actually, Coventry Camden Court as well, which is literally a school in Coventry.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they have a women's team who got through to the second round proper. And they literally play in a field on a recreation ground that's literally a field where, you know, they had to move it to the field that actually had a shed so they could have changing rooms.
Yeah, you'll find that a lot in county leagues.
That's the level they're at.
So, do we have a shed? No. Right. B&Q. Let's go.
We have a tent.
I'm gonna have to send this list to you, Paul, because I can't see which division they're going to be actually going into. So we'll double check with everyone, and we'll.
But London Bees versus Rugby Borough is going to be interesting because it is a manager returning to his former club as well. Lee Birch, the rugby manager, lovely man.
Ooh.
And he was formerly manager of London Bees in the Championship.
Ah.
I think he was Yeovil manager as well.
And Yeovil as well. See, Chloe's catching me out because I've actually worked with and interviewed the band, and Chloe's still like, oh yeah, we did this, he did this, he did this.
And I heard Orville, not Yeovil, so I was completely out of the loop there. I was like, he was an Orville manager. What?
And that's where Bedworth United play. Or Surrey, or was it Sussex?
And Millwall as well.
Yes, he was Millwall when they were actually Millwall.
Before they became London City and Millwall Lionesses.
Which then became London City, which was the Colligans play thing, and then
so really, what we're getting from this is that so many teams are actually not playing where they should be. They're not named as they should be played.
Yeah. Rugby do technically play in rugby, but they play right on the very outskirts of rugby.
Rugby play football in rugby.
And they're also the second team in rugby. Rugby Borough, the second team in rugby, because the main team in rugby are Rugby Town.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It feels like a mini series.
This is like the two Southamptons as well. I think we've talked about this before. Southampton women and Southampton FC, but then they both had the same name at one point, and then had to change their logos and change their nicknames because they were the same. And it's like, what?
Well, the really fun bit, an ice hockey one. If we had the other Rebecca, that would be fun. The really fun one is the Coventry team. Fans of a certain age, just every time they play Coventry, just chant Solihull at them because that's that's the team they used to be, and they just moved to Coventry when the rink was built here. No, it was like Rugby Borough do have Georgia Robert because.
So really, they've already won in the hearts of many a queer woman.
Because wasn't Georgia Robert on a dating show as well?
She was on I Kissed a Girl. Yeah.
She
was. And now everyone's a fan of Rugby Borough because she plays.
Also, my town has like 3 different teams.
Just the 3.
Just the 3: Swindon Town, Swindon Spitfires, and Swindon Supermarine. Try saying that really quick.
Swindon Supermarine, they're amazing because they're just a factory team. Or originally they were a factory team for the Supermarine, the Supermarine aircraft factory, who made the Spitfire, who the other Swindon team are named after. So I bet that must be fun rivalry.
Yeah, it is. No love lost at all, just like tackles flying in.
Straight through, yeah.
We're the Spitfires. Well, we made Spitfires.
And just to top it all off, I think Graham's got the closing statement of the show. Drove past Hayes Lane today, felt the urge to shout Kent as I went past.
Can I just say it was amazing on New Year's Eve that Rosie just posted that one more time, just the best moment of the year. And honestly, go and hunt for Rosie's Twitter. We'll find it out again because every time you watch that, just watch a different one of us.
It just gets funnier.
It's the quiet sort of pause afterwards. Just
it's a threat in Freya's voice because she's like, "What do you
what?"
and then you hear me crack up, Danny crack up, and then Rosie absolutely loses it and disappears off the screen somewhere because she's so embarrassed.
I love it. It's possibly, I've got many favourite moments of this show. That I think is the best.
That
It's
one was
got to be.
classic.
It is
But
classic.
see, we went on a tour of the lower leagues as well. You wouldn't hear about Swindon Supermarine on any other podcast, and that's why we're award winning.
Right, just to clarify, what are you saying? Swindon what?
Supermarine.
Supermarine.
Yeah, I used to play for them. So.
Oh dear.
There you go. Is that our southern accents?
I just had no clue what you were saying.
Yeah.
I was like, who? And then I was like, oh, they're going to say it again.
And we did. Probably Midlander, Supermarine. You just run it all together.
Like you saying super ream, and I was like,
Supermarine.
and I was like, I'm sure people don't say ream anymore. That was
No.
a made in Chelsea thing, wasn't it?
Superream is a really, really big piece of paper.
That was an Essex thing.
And it was an Essex thing. It was, not Chelsea thing. It's an
It's
Essex
the
thing.
same thing.
Chelsea are posh. Chelsea, even the owls in Chelsea say whom and not who.
Oh, very good. Very good.
And Stamford Bridge has an upstairs, unlike grounds in Essex.
Stamford Bridge, right? Did we all see this? Just to tack onto that one, when they advertised their brunch club, did you see this for the Chelsea Arsenal? Have you seen the menu?
No. Is it
looked
like
at
the
the
most
menu.
middle class Chelsea menu?
Yes.
Well, it is Chelsea. So.
Can we please go and find
I'm
it?
getting it.
And while we find it, can I say, while I take the mick out of Stamford Bridge, it is the most metal football ground in the Premier League. There is someone buried under the penalty spot.
Yeah. Which one is it?
Peter Volstead is under the penalty spot.
And then somebody else is buried there as well.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, is Peter Bonetti in goal and Peter Volstead under the penalty spot?
Yes. Peter Bonetti on the goal line and
That is
on
metal.
the penalty spot.
Imagine
Both
being
in the
so
same
good.
goal as well. So.
You've played in it? Did you?
No, but they're both on the same.
Oh, they're both on the same end.
Yeah.
So you'd think they'd stick them at opposite ends if one was a goalie and one was a striker. But then they put them both at the shed end. So, yeah.
You don't want that. Would we like to know what happens at the Bridge Brunch Club?
Is this the Bridge Brunch Club?
Bridge Brunch Club.
Is this the Women's Football Bridge Brunch Club? Or is this for Chelsea? There we go.
So this is Chelsea women. It's £170 per person.
How much?
£170 per person.
It would be more if it's Premier League. So.
Or
It's not the point.
or as also known in Liverpool, was also known in London, 2 pints.
It is. Now, this is the package caters for those wishing to enjoy more than just the 90 minutes of football. Pre-match bottomless brunch for 2.5 hours at half time and for an hour after the final whistle. The package includes Prosecco cocktail station, beer, wine, soft and hot drinks. Okay.
I bet it's craft ale as well. I bet it's proper craft brewery as well. Like it's like wheat double dry hopped shitey IPA or something. Not just not Carling or anything like that.
Oh no. It would definitely be a double IPA. Then for the food, are you ready? Interactive, chef-led, gourmet, foot-long hot dog stations.
What's a chef-led hot dog station? It's a bun with a sausage in it.
What do you want in your hot dog?
With a range
so
of
it's a food truck.
brunch-themed toppings.
So it's a food truck. I'm interacting with my hot dog. Sausage, mustard, ketchup, mayo. Bang.
Emma
That
Hayes.
is a chef-led interactive experience.
Now, the brunch-themed toppings that are available are scrambled egg, bacon bits, avocado, and served with waffle fries.
Avocado. They are stereotyped.
On top of a hot dog. Bit confused. Informal,
vegan sausages
unallocated
as well?
seating with a mix of high and low tables, so you're okay. In-room sound system with a Chelsea playlist to provide atmosphere and entertainment. Padded seats and receive an official matchday programme. So there you go.
A Chelsea playlist, is that just blue is the colour and liquidator on a loop? Like,
Yeah, that's it. That's
Or you
it.
could go to Brighton and pay 25 quid for hospitality.
We'll go to Brighton. Day out to Brighton. So an interactive chef-led gourmet foot-long hot dog station.
that reminds
There
me,
you
I haven't had dinner yet. I might disappear for a second, then come back, and you can all have an interactive dinner experience with me. with big fingers.
Completely free. We're not charging everyone. We're not
I know.
charging. Everyone's had the same reaction, of course. Avocado on hot dog. Yeah. No, I don't know. However, we will leave it there. Look, it's 10 o'clock. We're going to go. So I know what a quick podcast we've had this week. Now, of course, thank you so much to everyone in the chat who gets involved. We love the interaction we have with you. Most of you do already, but if this was your first time here, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. And it's not just us, of course, on a Wednesday talking women's football. We've got the Absolute Premier League show, which is now on a Tuesday. We've got the Lower League show on a Thursday. And of course, we're here on a Wednesday. And don't forget, of course, we are Best New Content Creator at, it was last year now, wasn't it? The Football Content Awards of 2024. And if you don't already, here's where you can like, share, love, subscribe, etc. So on Twitter, we are at Absolute Ball Pod, YouTube at Absolute Football Podcast, and the same for Twitch. On TikTok, we are at Absolute Football Pod, Instagram, Absolute Football Podcast with an underscore, Blue Sky, which I am getting right now, I'm not saying Sky Blue, is Absolute Football. And on Facebook, of course, the Absolute Football Podcast. And of course, I can never do this without the lovely panel. Chloe, thank you very much, as always. Where can people find you if you'd like them to?
They can find me on Twitter at ENG Lionesses, which is just below my name.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And Paul, thank you very much, as always. Where can people find you if they'd like you to?
Yes, I went the right side first. There we go. Out to Paul W Radio, which is there on Twitter, and you add the little Blue Sky thing for Blue Sky Social. And also, Johnny, good luck in your job interview. I just saw that.
Yes, mate. Wrong one. Yes. Good luck, Johnny, mate. Let us know how it goes, of course. We're all behind you there. And Graham says, not a single mention of a service station. Clackett Lane. There you go, Graham. Just for you.
Beaconsfield.
Beaconsfield. Yes. Knutsford. We could be here forever, but we won't be. And of course, if you'd like to follow me, Freya Lad at T on pretty much everything: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever you can find me. Or if you want to hear more about Aston Villa women, we've got a podcast called Part of the Pride, and that is live on Thursdays. So tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, if you want to come join us as well. So thank you so much, everyone, and we'll be back next Wednesday. Thank you very much. Goodbye.